Hey, how's it going, everybody? Working on the chassis today. Um, as you can see, it's, you know, nothing you wouldn't see uncommonly on a, you know, truck of this age, but I did already go over it a little while ago, just roughly, so I'm doing it again because it's sat for a little while, and I don't want as much of this to bleed through as possible, but it looked more or less all kind of like that. So what I do in situations like that is I'll go over lightly with a hammer and tap all the loose stuff off so it's not flying off with a grinder or whatever it is you like to use. I like to then go over it with a good abrasive wire wheel. With that, you can't really get into like the pitted areas and stuff, but I'll show you guys on the other side what I did. So here, I just recently went over this with the wire wheel again, and that's pretty nice. I'm just gonna wipe it all down there, and to get in all the little nooks and crannies, I like to use like a hand wire brush, not like a rotary, and like a really abrasive sandpaper, and just go over it all. I mean, you'll never get it perfect unless you sandblast or acid dip or something like this, but I'm trying to get it as clean as possible. So didn't turn out too bad. So what I'll do now is I'll go over it with abrasive sandpaper, get in all the little nooks and crannies, wipe it down, clean it, and I'll use like a rough sandpaper too, and then I'll use like a rust converter, and the rust converter gets into all those little nooks, all those little cracks, all those little pits, and let it do its magic. And then I'll put some primer and well, I'll clean it, put some primer, and put the coating on afterwards. So check it out. So you can really see the difference here. You know, again, it's not finished. You know, it's hard for me to videotape and produce this kind of work at the same time. Hopefully in the future I'll be a little better set up and it'll be easier for me to share videos like that. But the top here, I cleaned it and wiped it all down. That's now ready for rust converter. So I'll spray some on and you guys can see the results of that. I like to be generous. I really try and get in the places that I can't really get into with anything. It's not paint. This is rust converter. This is going to give us a chemical reaction to help clean up the rusty steel. And I'm just going to do the area that I worked on, again, just to show you guys a bit what kind of work I put into trying to get this old girl cleaned up. And it also helps because I'm only doing a little bit every day after work. I got kids and things to get done, so it'll help it not get worse with the nasty, humid Canadian weather we got here. And that's that. So I'll let that cure and come back and show you guys in a bit. Alright, so it's been a couple of hours since I applied it. Try and get in close here with some focus. Very important, follow the instructions for the best results. That's what I've always done, and I've got no complaints. So, you know, make sure there's no film left over or anything that's going to contaminate your paint. And that's what you want. That's perfect. So I'm going to shoot some primer on there and call it a day. Again, I like to be generous. This isn't anything you're ever really going to see, so I rather it cover and protect it than it look pretty. I start with the sides and the top. And when I'm satisfied with that, I'll do a nice thick coat on the bottom. I find that helps a bit with runs. Make sure to get the edges. And wherever you've got little openings, it's good to go on some different angles. Try and get as much in and around as possible. Any obstacles. Like I said, it's a frame. I'm not trying to win any shows. I just want her to be around for another 30 years. And that's that. So I'll let that dry. And I might put another coat if I need to before I put my final coating on there. But I'm happy with that. Looks good and clean. Alright, so we're a little while later. Paint dried, and I've done a coat of the easy liner or bed liner. Again, put it on nice and thick. Try and get it from as many angles as possible to get all the nooks and all the crevices and the cracks. Don't mind the overspray. I'll be going back over those areas with the grinder and wire wheel as needed. But nice and thick, nice even coat. Doesn't look bad. And again, it's purpose. It's to help keep it clean, so I'll be able to enjoy this truck for years to come. So that's it. quick little video on how I clean up and take care of these rough areas. And obviously I'll be going in here and getting rid of all that. And on the inside, hard to get videos of that, but I'll get to it. A little bit every day goes a long way. It's better than not doing anything and summer's over and done with, and then you're asking yourself, where did the time go and why didn't I get anything done? Every day there's progress. Has to be progress. So that's it for today.